Kelly for quite a while, actually. I lived in Mayville 28 years, and her dad was one of my teachers in college. Little did we know we'd be doing this later. But I started with plexus, gosh, over 5.5 years ago, and I was always against supplementation and doing anything extra. I was a fitness instructor and a teacher, elementary school teacher, and I kind of poo-pooed doing anything other than working out and eating right, you know? And so when a gal I went to college with started sharing on Facebook, I watched for 5 months, and then I first messaged her and said, is this for real? Because I used to make fun of it and say, how can it help with, you know, weight loss, thyroid, headaches? Oh, what is gut health? What is this all about? I didn't know what a probiotic was. So when I finally decided to try it in March 10th of 2015, I said to my husband now, I said, it's a 60-day money-back guarantee. I'm going to lose the 10 pounds I want to lose, and I'll get my money back anyway. So I had no clue and no faith that I would be headache-free, migraine-free, my iron would be at normal levels, my acid reflux would be gone, my, what else did I have? Irregularity, I was usually couldn't go, or I had to go too much. Always had issues with that. I had developed, Fibromyalgia Symptoms in 1994, that was, and I just always fought it, kind of. But I remember the first time when he touched me and my skin didn't burn. You know, it's just crazy. It's like, oh my gosh, my skin isn't burning. So before I teach fitness classes, a lot of times I'd have to take, 6 ibuprofen because I was in such pain, joint pain. Sometimes it took me 2 minutes to get up off of a chair, and all those things disappeared. And I haven't had a headache since I started, or a migraine. Max Out was my friend every now and then. And just everything's changed, and it sounds almost too good to be true. But I decided in July to start telling a few friends, and they're still with me today. My first ambassadors, the first 5 actually, they're not here, but and then I shared on social media, and that's when it really took off. But I had like I said to her, I'm not sharing. I'm not sharing, but I don't know what drove me. I told my husband, it's like, wow, I feel like I need to share this. I mean, I feel amazing. And I felt better than I did in my 20s. I mean, that's just crazy. So anyway, long story short, here we are. Gut health is a thing. Gut-brain connection is real. Raise your hand if you've experienced it yet. Who is it that's experienced it? Okay. And, it really is simple. And Plexus is such a unique company. What I've really grown to love is just the integrity that the owners have. Taro Robinson and Alec Clark are just amazing. Alec was here last year in September. He's the CEO. They came to Grand Forks. Took him out to Skies afterwards, and I drove over a curb with him in there. I drive and talk. But Taro, who founded the company, it started out as a breast health company. I don't know if you guys knew that, but women's health was always very dear to him. His mom was a network marketer herself, and he always wanted to do network marketing the way it should be done and could be done, and so that everyone could be successful and products that work, but also you didn't need to have inventory, and you could also afford them or get them paid for. And that's what our comp plan does. That's so unique. Because like this month already, I think I have 15 people on my team, and 15 people have sponsored them. So what does that tell you? I mean, it's a mom, dad, sister, brother shop at first, because you just start telling your friends and your family, and then it just kind of grows, and that's kind of what happened with me too. But getting back to the breast health company, it was a self-detection kit that they came out with, and yeah, there it is. It was featured on the doctors. And breast cream, which is now called the body cream for radiation burns. It has activated charcoal, spirulina algae, all these healing agents in our cream. And Alec and Carl joked, like, what were we thinking? Our only 2 products, and we had a 10-year warranty. Like, they were doomed to go broke. And then this endocrinologist that created Slim came to them and said, we think we have something, because they wanted to find something that for type 2 diabetics, a blood sugar, so they could move more, help manage their weight better, just have a better lifestyle. And they found it didn't just help the type 2 diabetics, it helped everyone. And so that's where Slim was born. And so they marketed it as a weight loss product, of course. And so what we always like to say, let Slim, be an acronym, like steady levels inside me instead of a diet drink. I hate the word diet. So that's where Slim was born. And then the gut health products then came like 2 years later, and that's when Plexus really blew up. And Tara wanted to do things also against the pharmaceutical, something holistic, something that was, lifelong and life-changing. And we're called the Health and Happiness Company, and how many agree that that's what we are, right? And now just think that, look at us. I mean, we all have probably stories that are been on it that will blow you away. So my story, I think I'm going to end it here, but I would like to call on Kelly. And Kelly and I have known each other for, it's just so amazing.
30s.
Yeah.
Odd years.
Yes. And so I'll let her share her story. It's pretty amazing.
Every time I do this, I think I do something a little differently. So if you have any shout outs or anything to add, just feel free. This is not, you guys are so quiet. I'm a retired school teacher, so this is not a classroom.
It's a lecture.
Yes, it's not a lecture. It's just friends hanging out with friends. My name is Kelly Carlstead, and I'm originally from Grand Forks. I grew up here. I was a Redskin, I'm proud to say, and I do now live in Devil's Lake. So Marla and I met in our college days. She's just a tiny little bit older than I am. I like to say that, Anyway, but we lost touch after college. As you do, you get on with your life and you're doing different things. And I was new to social media a few years back, and I would see Marla's posts every now and again, and then I would see another one, and then I would see one every day, and then I might see 2 or 3 a day, and I'd roll my eyes and scroll by. And finally, one day I thought, there's got to be something to this. I've known Marla to be passionate about health and fitness. And so if she's doing this, there must be something more that I need to learn about it. And at the time, I was struggling. And I've struggled for, probably about 35 years with 2 autoimmune diseases. I was that mom that couldn't wait to be a mom. That was just one of my things that I always wanted to do. And then when I had kids, I loved every part of it, but I knew I was failing my children horribly because I was tired, I was short-tempered, I was exhausted as far as my whole body, and I just couldn't be the mom I wanted to be. And I knew that I wasn't being my best self. And so when these products came to me, I told Marla, I said, I will not sell. I've been there, done that, worked very hard, and didn't make any money, but I'll give them a try. And the main thing that I wanted to see was I wanted to be regular again. I can remember from when I was like 5 years old, 6 years old. I know you can't believe I can remember that far back. I have never been regular my whole entire life. And so I've always dealt with the bloatedness and the heavy feeling that you have. And maybe some of you, have dealt with that too. And the uncomfortableness and the stomach aches and that kind of thing. So I said, if it works for that, then that's all I want. The rest will be a bonus. Well, Marla got me going, and I listened to her, and the poor girl, I think I texted or called her 3-4 times a day.
My husband got really used to it.
I would say hello to him before we even got into our talking. But anyway, it helped with that right away. And that's the number one thing, that we want people to be able to regulate their bowels right away, as soon as we can. Because then when I started the probiotic and the slim and the ease, and then you throw a few more things in there as we go, I started noticing I had energy again. 2 weeks into the products, I was cleaning the house, I had clothes in the laundry, I started washing the windows, the floors were all nice and shined up.
You coming to my house tomorrow?
Yeah.
She just exhausted.
It's more fun cleaning other people's homes. And I realized I hadn't had a nap, and I was one that I had to have a 2-hour nap every afternoon. I couldn't go without my nap. I would wake up in the morning and plan when I was going to take my nap. I mean, that's where I was at. All of a sudden, I was doing more. I had kind of a lighter mood, one might say. And I realized I hadn't had any migraines. I hadn't had any headaches for a really long time. And as time would go, I lost about 25 pounds and even more in inches. And I just really became a believer. And you know what it's like when you're trying something and you fall in love with it, you go to a restaurant and it's a good restaurant, you read a good book or see a good movie, you start telling a couple people. Well, I started telling a couple people, and they wanted to try the products, and then I had to sit my husband down and say, okay, this is more than just me feeling better. I know something that I need to share with other people, because if I was suffering with many of those different things, there's got to be other people that are suffering as well. And you can't keep a secret like that. It's not fair if you keep a secret like that. So then I started sharing as well. And then things just kind of happened after that. So I guess that's a little bit about me, or a lot of it about me. Connie, are you going to share tonight too? Do you want to come on up and share as well? Does anybody have any questions at this point?
I'm probably not. Marla and Kelly are way better at speaking than I am, so.
That's just the teacher in me.
I know you would. I'm like a bank person. I just like to do figures and whatever.
I know.
Yeah, so, but I'll share a little bit about my story, and I might get emotional because I have a lot of people here that have been through this in my life, and I couldn't have done it without them. And you know who you are. My mom is here. And so, anyway, let's see, I've had psoriasis since I was 16 and went through many different treatments, doctor appointments, creams, everything. But, and then I had
hospitalizations, right?
Yes, I was at Rochester 3 different times for 3 weeks in the hospital for their treatment. And I did creams, I did shots, and then I had IBS. That happened 30 years ago, that I had IBS issues, severe IBS issues. They thought when I was pregnant with my daughter that I gained only 15 pounds, and they were concerned, but she was bigger than my son, so that was good. But I couldn't eat anything really, and I was not losing weight, but very thin. People would ask my mom if I was anorexic, and I'm like, no, but I had a lot of stress in my life, anxiety, and in 2009, I lost my hair. I lost all my hair, alopecia, and Nancy, my dear friend, went with me to get my wig. And so I wore a wig and got through that, and that tough time in my life. And in plexus entered my life in 2016. my sister-in-law who's here, Melissa, just mentioned one day I was at her house, and I remember the exact day and we were talking and visiting, and I just remember the exact day, and she said, I've been, using plexus, would you want to try that? And I'm like, sure, I'll try. I was praying for something. I had taken shots for my psoriasis, and that totally did a number on my body, and I had a bad skin tear that ripped my leg, and my mom was with me that time to go with that, and I was at a wound clinic for the whole summer, every week, taking care of my legs. So that was my draw your line in the sand and say, no more. I am not taking any more medications. I'm not doing any more treatments. I'm not going to the doctor. I'm just going to pray to God that I find something that will help. I didn't even think anything would, well, it's not going to cure it, but would help, and I could live with it. So, and when Melissa mentioned to me, I said, sure. And Melissa is, I just trust her. So I started on the triplex, which is the slim, the Bio Cleanse, and the ProBio 5. Did exactly, I got my schedule, and I was doing exactly what I was supposed to do, and within 1 month, you guys, my skin was better. My skin started to improve, and I'm like, I had no idea about gut health either. I wasn't educated on any of that. It never was, and the ProBio 5, and so then a month later, I think, Melissa, or 2 months, I started on the X Factor, which is the multivitamin, and that's for hair, skin, and nails, and that just really helped too. So, and that was, I've been on the products now 4 years, and I'm doing awesome. I feel so good, and I've gained 3 pounds. I went to the doctor, and I'm like, oh my God, I gained 3 pounds. And you guys, gaining 3 pounds is like, they all are like, oh my God, where did you gain 3 pounds? But I have gained it in muscle. My I shouldn't say fat. Fat probably is turned to muscle. My inflammation, and since we're all women in here, when you think of inflammation, people don't realize I went from a 38 around here to a 32. That's the inflammation I got rid of. And I am so much more active. Becky can testify for how far I hit the golf ball now, because I have muscles in my arms like I didn't have, and I'm just living life. I get up in the morning, or I wake up in the morning, and I thank God for my health, my family, my friends, and I just look forward to the whole day without suffering and living with all the health conditions I had, the health issues, and that's kind of my story. And
I love how you shared too before. I've heard your story a few times, but like how you never used to crave food.
No, that's right, and that's, you guys, I would sit down and eat a bowl of popcorn with extra butter on it for supper. I was the worst eater. I was awful. I was awful. Now I crave water. I do breakfast. Well, now I do breakfast, but I like plan ahead. I have hard-boiled eggs in the fridge. My girlfriends can testify to me cooking my mom when she came to Arizona, and she's like, "Who are you?" My significant other of 10 years too is kind of like, okay, like I just made something this morning for him to come home to eat after he's done farming, and it's like, and something healthy, and he's like, he likes it, like he's been enjoying it. Cindy was at the lake with me when we did the 5-day green smoothie and the recipes, Cindy likes the egg roll in a bowl.
Yep.
And the honey
honey
mustard chicken.
Mustard chicken is
Yeah.
to die for.
Yeah.
And I don't like protein.
So, and then even Tim approved of the kale Italian, or kale sausage stew. I mean, I'm cooking, I'm not cooking popcorn anymore. There's like something wrong with me. That's my story and, or my health journey, and I just love it. I'm feeling great at 58. I'm 58 years old.
Wow.
Yes. And on Monday I had cataract surgery, so I do not have any eye makeup on. I'm listening to the doctor. So I did put foundation on and a little blush in my eyebrows. I thought, I don't know. But now I don't have to wear glasses or contacts. I'm like so excited. So, yeah, it's fun. But thank you, everyone, and I'm going to introduce Kelly Holst. She's our gracious hostess tonight. You were everything was so awesome, and I would love to have you come up and share with us. Oh,
Yay! Yay, Kelly.
Well, I don't know how I follow any of that. My story is not dramatic. I mean, I'll just tell it like it is. I'm a pharmacist. I'm trained in drugs. Supplements are voodoo. I mean, this is how I was trained, so you have to understand why I am. But I get a call from this Kelly, my dear friend. Hey, I'm starting a business, plexus. Okay, I have no idea what that is, but I'm so excited for you. She says, there's going to be an event in Grand Forks. Great. And in my mind, in my thought bubble, I'm totally going to see her because I haven't seen her for years. I don't care what this thing is she's selling or whatever. But I go selfishly just wanting to see Kelly and reconnect, right? And it was not as many as are in this room, but there's gals there and the setup and all this, you know. And I sat down, wasn't intending to stay, ended up staying, and women are standing up talking about what you just heard. I mean, things that are not dramatic health stories and things that are very challenging, very challenging. And of course I'm listening with a skeptical here because I'm hearing them say, it's been life-changing, and of course I'm like, yeah, whatever. They just wanted to sell me something big, but I know some of these women there, and I know their character, and I know that they wouldn't just be standing up feeding a line. So it gets over and Kelly comes up and she says, well, what did you think? And by that point I was like, yeah, I totally need to know more about this, because this, I think I know what I do for a living, but clearly there's more to health than what I do for a living. So we chatted, and by the end of the night I had signed up, and I went home with my head between my legs thinking, what have I done? I have just been scammed. But for me, like probably a lot of you here that won't say it out loud, but I say it out loud, regularity, forever and a day was my issue. And if I thought too, okay, and she's like, what are your health goals? I just want to go to the bathroom. You know, more than a week would be great. If I go once, you know, instead of once a week, go more than that, that'd be awesome. So she starts me on the triplex, which most people end up starting on, you know, to heal from your gut. And I thought, you know, if that helps, I'm sold, if I can fix that issue. And within about a week or two, my health goals met, man. I am ecstatic. If that's all that ever came about, that would be fine, okay? Okay, so now I'm gonna back it up just a little. I love to bicycle. And when I bicycle pretty long distance. And I've been diagnosed with some arthritis in a thumb and a shoulder and a toe. And it bothers me after I ride, because you know, you're just at the handlebars for 6-7 hours, and I don't move a lot. So I get home.
Yeah, she does extreme, like
Yeah.
80 miles a day.
No chatter. So I get home, and my normal thing would be like, where's the Tylenol? And I get home and I'm like, yeah, I should be really in the hurt bag, and this isn't bothering me at all. So then thinking, well, the only thing that I changed is started using these products, and I heard people say that, you know, inflammation would go away, pain issues would, you know, resolve themselves once you get your gut fixed. God made our guts to heal us, to take care of our bodies, and if we can get that in check,
watch for what's gonna happen. So I started taking more note of what was happening. I went through an entire winter not getting little blister eczema patches all over is what I would deal with. I have a steroid cream in my bathroom that was very expensive, and I know is not good to use long term, but what do you do when that happens, Don't get that anymore. Had a toenail fungus. I don't get the thick toenails anymore. I don't have the pain, don't have the irregularity, have way more energy. Naps weren't like a daily thing for me, but they were definitely a weekly thing for me, and I think everybody that knows me well, Joyce, Kathy, what are you doing this afternoon? This would be Sunday at church. What are you doing? Nap. I mean, that's what I did. And when I say nap, it would be come home, put on my pajamas, and go back to bed. That's a nap. It's none of this playing around on the
Long nap.
But yeah, it's just like crazy, and none of these were things that I really felt needed to be addressed. It was fine, I could deal with it. But now the more I learn about the products and research the ingredients, which again is nothing that I was trained on ever, and it's fascinating, and it works. It works, and it's fun to share, because eventually, like me, like everybody else, I'm never telling anybody about this. It goes against what I do for a living, first of all. I felt it did. It doesn't at all. Man, if I can help somebody, it's quality of life. It's quality of life. So yeah, I feel better now than I did 10 years ago. And I never felt rotten. You know what I mean? I didn't deal with like huge issues, but still, I know people that deal with huge issues, and I can see it when they bring me their lab results and say, my cholesterol's better, my blood pressure's better, my A1C's better. It works at a gut level. So that's exciting to me. And that's my story. So thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you then, Martha. Chain reaction.
And if you want to stay up here as I'm just going through the products a little bit, because you know more than I do now.
Oh, that's
I've been in it longer, but she's learned a lot more than me. I don't know if you guys have seen the videos that she's been producing. She came to me, I've been praying to God for somebody medical to come to our team, because I'm a retired school teacher, elementary, didn't really love science. And I can read it and I can memorize it, but I can't really explain all the reasons why it happens, but anyway, here comes Kelly. What can I do for you? I said, well, you pray for it. And you're just so comfortable at it too. I said, if you would do a product training once a week, and she's on it, she's like, okay. And every Tuesday or Wednesday, some days, it's like, she's just so good. So anyway, our products, it's a simple system. Our triplex system. Raise your hand if you are on the triplex combo. Okay. I was overwhelmed when I first started, because if I shared, it's like, what do I say? They have this, they have that, they have, X, Y, Z. But guess what? Helps them, the triplex. Because it gets to the root causes of inflammation, gut health, candida, fungus, and the blood sugar stabilization. Thank you. See, everyone can help me. And it really is simple. And I always say start with less. Less is more at the beginning, because you do need to keep it simple or we get overwhelmed, right? And our ingredients are synergistically work together to just really combat so many issues at the root cause. Oh, chime in, Kelly, anytime if I'm going off track here. If you say, don't forget this. So what I didn't know was that I had candida. I had fungus in my toe. As a fitness instructor, I lost my big toenail on my right foot once every 3 months. It would just come off. I mean, I just dealt with that, and no one ever, and I went to the doctor all the time about my pain, and I had a Baker cyst behind my knee too for 2 years. All these things are coming back as you're sitting there. I'm like, oh yeah, I used to take naps all the time too. I really truly have not taken a nap, probably 3 naps in 5.5 years. And I'm 57, and I used to plan my naps, and now I'm just not tired, but yet I can sleep at night. So it's amazing. But when we have too much, we're supposed to be born with 85% good gut bacteria, 15% bad. But if our moms don't have good gut health, guess what? We're born with that too. Cradle cap, and acid reflux with kids, that's all a sign of candida too, and poor gut health. Or if they're cesarean babies, they also, don't get the lactobacillus going through the birthing canal, so they can be immune compromised also. All those things. And what I think, when I think back to myself, I had allergies as a senior. year in high school, gave myself shots. There's all these signs of gut health, and the headaches and all those things, but our triplex, we have the pink drink that stabilizes blood sugar, the two choices, the microbiome activating or the hunger control. And our microbiome, is created so that we thrive, not so that we're sick all the time, and our body sends symptoms if something's off. And so if you have antibiotics, it kills off your good gut bacteria up to a year. When you have your gut health compromised, then you end up being magnesium deficient also, which isn't addressed at the doctor's office. And they say 85% of us walk around with magnesium deficiency because our soil is dead, right? And so our BioCleanse, that's where that comes in. Our BioCleanse is magnesium with sodium bicarbonate, vitamin C mix, and it oxygenates your blood, so it acts as a gentle cleanser, but also helps with all the cellular functions that we need for magnesium. I mean, there's tons. Yes, over 200, isn't it, cellular processes? Yes. And I, too, cleanse doesn't mean it's going to run out of you, right? Some people need 2 a day, some need 6. We just have to adjust. But when we have magnesium deficiency also, our gut can't create serotonin. And then our serotonin creates our melatonin. So how many people do you know that have anxiety and then they suffer from lack of sleep, they can't sleep at night? It's all intertwined. And that's what's so magical about our triplex is, and then the Probio 5 is the best probiotic enzyme blend on the market, hands down. It's not a true probiotic. It has enzymes in here and antifungal that help get rid of the bad gut bacteria, the candida. So the candida has like a shell around it compared to like an exoskeleton of a beetle. And the Saccharomyces boulardii in here is actually what helps break that down. And when that breaks down in your body, you can have some detox. So anyone here experience detox when they start? Okay, and detox, we want to welcome that because that means the toxins are leaving your body. It means your body's healing. And can you truly gain weight or lose weight in a healthy, manageable way long term if you have these issues in your body? No, you can go on crash diets and lose, right? So that's what's unique about our triplex. It's just all the ingredients just work so well together. And we're just so blessed. So we have only 23 products, but they're all clean, highest quality of ingredients that you can find. We have what's called the Fab 4, so the 4th product usually is like a vitamin that we add, the X Factor Plus, or we have X Factor Original. And I too had thrown a lot of money in the garbage with vitamins, but our vitamin is methylated, which is a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Right?
Yeah, you heard me say it live now. You heard I preached on the video, but now
Yes.
you say it live. It's a big deal.
And I didn't realize it was that much of a big deal. Like 3-4 years ago, my cousin, who was Nurse Practitioner of the Year, 4 years ago, she called me and said, what the heck, I'm looking for a good methylated vitamin, folate, and has aloe, and the only thing I can find is your plexus that you're talking about. And I said, yeah. She goes, well, I don't want to be a network marketer. I said, well, you're stuck. But I mean, it's a big deal, because she would have had to buy 3 other products to match our one, she said, to prescribe to somebody. So having Kelly validate all this is so fun. Coming from a pharmacist too, that, what else is, so we have this is the X Factor. Who's on the X Factor? Yes, okay, love it. It's the only vitamin I've never thrown in the garbage. I have thrown so many vitamins in the garbage, so.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Bye. Bye. And then we have also an amazing energy drink. If you've not tried Active, this is a healthy energy drink. It only has 3 grams of caffeine, and this will give you the get up and go that you need. I love mine with my Slim. I don't know, how many mix it with your Slim? No?
I'm making mine.
But
So
you
I think you
separate, yeah. Either
3
way
grams of
works.
sugar. Right?
What did I say? 3 grams?
Caffeine.
Yeah, thank you. 3 grams of sugar from the powdered honey, the monk fruit,
Yeah.
stevia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's so
And
good.
it's
It
delicious.
doesn't make you jittery and you can sleep at night. It's amazing. So we have what's amazing group on Facebook. How many, do all of you belong to Facebook? So we have,
Yeah, how many are in that group? Do you have, or what's the name? Glam
That's Grace, yeah. So we have units in there designed to help support you in your product and all of her videos are in there. We also do some fun events, like we did the Green Smoothie Challenge. We're gonna doing the 14-day easy energy with intermittent fasting option. So we're gonna do that too. And so there's just a lot of fun things to do as you get in our community, and we get to do things like this at Kelly's house. And so is there any, with kids line, the probiotic with vitamin, and we have our skincare. Who loves Joyome? All my friends. I said lunch with a friend. She goes, one of my friends sells Monet now, and she's trying to get me to switch. I told her I will never get off of this Joyome. It's so simple. It replaced my moisturizer, my lip cream, my eye cream, and I have a Rodan and Fields friend. She's been doing Rodan for 4 years, and she did half Joyome and half Rodan this summer. And guess what she stuck with? Joyome. She still uses Rodan cleanser, those kind of things. Since Rodan is good products. Don't share this one. But anyway, but she loved Joyome, the simplicity of it, you know, and it's so affordable also. And then our collagen is amazing. Our protein shakes. Ease is another amazing product. Who here's tried Ease capsules? Yeah. My middle finger, we ran out 2 days, my middle finger was slammed in the door, and it was just my arthritis showing up after not having it, because there's turmeric in there, New Zealand green lip mussel, which is an omega, a natural omega. But yeah, I don't want to, what time is it? We wanted to keep it to 7, it was a past.
6:79.
Everyone's busy, so.
6:59.
I don't want to share what the products have done for you that didn't get a chance to share. I mean, we all learn from each other's stories, and this is just casual. So
Shirley should.
and you were gonna share something. I forgot. Come up here. Were you? Hey, I was saying to Kelly earlier. I said I feel like I should talk about the integrity of our company, because our company's amazing, you guys. I've never been told to sell, to push anything. It's just take care of your people. Be a good person. And it's just amazing. So you got to meet Alec Clark, who I drove over the curb with, the CEO of our company, because you were at our big event at
Yes,
the Hilton.
Lonnie's my good friend, and so I was at the Hilton last year.
And I haven't heard the story yet. I don't know what's coming, but I know it's something good.
And what does Alec always say? If you've been blessed, be a blessing.
That's his motto.
And that's his motto.
So I work at the Northlands Res Commission. So each year we have our main fundraiser, and as I call it, I run for mayor. I'm the one that goes out and seeks the donations, and that is, as I said, our biggest fundraiser. So Alec was talking to me, and he wanted to know what I did. So I shared with him what I did, and he said, give me your business card. So I gave him my card, he gave me his, and we just chit-chatted. It was just very casual, and we were talking about the products and things, and I went back to work, and it was a couple weeks later, he and his wife sent me a wonderful donation for the mission and for the children's backpack program, which I thought was just, I mean, he didn't know who I was. I mean, he lives
That's the kind of
Texas,
person he
right?
is.
Isn't that where they're at?
Well, he's in Arizona.
In Arizona, that's right. But I mean, he doesn't live around here. I mean, the backpack program, the mission meant nothing to him. But I just thought that was wonderful that someone that caring would do that.
That's just how they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Oh,
So glad you brought that up tonight.
So, and Connie has got me doing some of these products because I'm like every woman in the building. I want to lose weight, and it's going to be tomorrow. So, but I've been told it just takes a little time, but I want to do it right now. So,
I've sent her everything that's like patience and time.
she's like, I started it yesterday. Those 20 pounds.
She sent me back a gift, one of the gift things, like, what? Like, you don't do this right now. I'm like, no, I'm not getting through to her. Yeah.
And with weight loss too, you know, if we go on a fad and we lose 20 pounds, how often do we keep it off? You know, it's better to go, you know, do something a little bit better every day. And with our gut health products, our triplex is, you know, this is a weight loss program too. There's studies backed. 8 pounds you can lose a month using Mediterranean diet with an active lifestyle. But if you don't make those active lifestyle changes, consistently, it's not going to stay, right? But what's amazing is you start to feel better. You crave water. You crave good foods. And I said to people, you know, it's people that are underweight body, we're all made differently, and that's something you have to really work on. So thank you for sharing that story. You did amazing. Yes. So who else wants to share what we can learn from? Just anyone? You know,
Can I just share something yet too?
Of course, yes.
And I apologize for the way I look.
Wow.
You look fine.
I didn't even talk to you about that.
I'm coming from daycare.
Oh.
So, I have a 2-year-old that, walks all over you.
I don't see any snot on your shoulders.
Just, I would have maybe gone home, put some long pants on, everybody else is dressed better, but oh well. I just have a little bit to share. I haven't been on it very long, just since the end of June, middle of June. And I'm on all this good stuff, but the last 2 products that I've just started to use, I'd like to share just a little bit about it. And I was just, Kelly comes on, and you listen, you're religiously, my eyes are glued to her comparisons, what medicine and what good stuff is. So, and then she was talking about nerve, and I'm going, I wonder what that's all about. Yeah, I should take this up. But she was talking about, and it just says nerve on it. I had a knee replaced about 2.5 years ago, and I've had a lot of trouble with that knee. And I should have the right one done, and I'm not doing it because now it doesn't hurt anymore. I'm still having some issues with this one. Down the side of my leg here, and across here, I have no feeling. But this, and she spoke, and then I listened to the doctor that spoke and said that whenever you talk to a medical doctor, they say when they've cut the nerve, you won't have any feeling anymore, you'll have nerve damage. And then they're telling me if I take this nerve, I'm going to have some nerves again. Okay, we'll prove them. So I took it, I got it, and I thought, okay, I'll take this. And I don't think she's really in her right mind all the time. She says, oh, find joy in the pain. Find joy in pain. Your gut hurts and your legs. But I took this nerve now, and I've been taking it just for almost a month. And I have dancing nerves. This here, I now have feeling across underneath the kneecap. But see, my kneecap, and they kept my original kneecap. I've never been able to kneel on my knees, ladies. Because when they opened up this leg, my kneecap was on the side of my leg. And that's where it's been all my life, and the same with this one. And as a kid, could never kneel. But he said it was in such good shape, so he put it in its place. Well, now everything over here doesn't like it. So all of a sudden I've got dancing nerves all night long, all day long. And she's saying, get over it, it'll go away. Okay, I'll keep doing it, and I keep doing it. And honestly, it's gone. Wow. I have dancing nerves and arthritis. I'm old. I'm probably the oldest person in this room. No, I bet you're not. We're probably close. No, you're not. This is dancing. This is just dancing in my hand. That has stopped. And that's an arthritic thing. And so I just thought, okay, that's maybe going to handle it. So I'll be taking that for a while, just till I can, and I can hardly wait to go back to the doctor for no reason.
Just a tell
I've got all this feeling in here, I can prove you a liar. And I don't like the doctor at all.
He's not gonna like you either.
But the next product is, where's the body cream? Anyway, the body cream.
The old, it's an old jar.
Oh, the gray one.
Yeah, okay. I ordered that this last time because I listened to Marla say, on Facebook, how it can help your skin and stuff like this. I have not suffered with eczema as bad as I have this summer. I haven't had eczema like this in 50 years. But I was born with it. It's a genetic thing. It's like it's allergies. But my entire, from my waist to here, entire thing was raw meat. All of June, July, and August, now into September. So I ordered it and I thought, well, it can't hurt. I'm going to put some on there. Ladies, 4 treatments of it. 4 days. I took that, and I have no more eczema.
Yeah, and it doesn't take a lot, does it?
No,
Yeah.
and you know when they say a dab will do ya?
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's just a dab, and of course, with being the area, I had to do more, but as soon as I feel an itch or a burn, I put that right on, and the burn is gone, and I think that's probably the aloe that's in there,
Yeah.
and then the itch is gone within just,
You know, the activated charcoal, I think, helps with
but
that.
I was bleeding raw flesh. I was changing underwear 3 times a day because it was just oozing. And I thought, I can't take this anymore, but I wasn't going to the clinic because they're not seeing anybody. And so I just want to share with that, if there's something like that that you're concerned about, just try that. That body cream is really, it was a miracle drug for me. And like the ease, and yes, I need to lose weight and I'm doing all that, but what sold me was the ease. That's how I got into plexus, was the ease. And this knee went crazy yesterday on me, the muscles, and I think that's the nerve thing taking over because it felt like I'm slipping out of joint again. And it didn't let me rest at all last night. So at 2 in the morning, I said, I'm done. Got up and took 2 E's, and so I've upped my E's now. I'll take 6 a day again until I get through this issue. But I was down to 4, 2 in the morning, 2 at night. But I'm gonna take some E's right in the middle now, just because I've got that quick gap going.
Okay.
But that's the healing stuff that I've had just in the last month.
Wow.
So you want that good, that's awesome.
It is. Thank you. One of my neighbors a couple of years ago, we went on a walk together and she's like, I got eczema patch on. I gotta wear a dress for a wedding this weekend. This was a Monday, and I'm like, I'm getting new body cream. And she had been on the products too, and I said, you've been drinking a lot of beer. And she goes, yeah. I said, that's why it's coming back. She got rid of it all on the triplex. Anyway, dropped it off. She's like, sent a picture. She did it before, and 2 days later it was gone, and she got to wear her dress. It's our products work. It's so amazing. So thank you, Shirley.
Good job.
Anyone else have anything?
I would like to say I took this product like for 2 years ago probably, and I go to a naturopath in Arizona, and she looked at the Probiotic 5 and she just said, oh yeah, it's great. So in that profession they acknowledge this.
I go to a naturopath too in Bemidji, and she approves all of our products. But I do have to take a little extra D3 because in North Dakota we
This is
usually do.
killing me.
Yeah,
We have
yeah.
tried it all.
Anyone else?
I just like not having headaches and no naps. And I've only been on it 4 weeks.
How many times have you heard you probably not so much as like people my age, as soon as you get old, you just don't sleep good anymore, you just can't take off weight, you just, are tired all the time. It's like, no, that is such a fallacy. That is not a thing.
It is not living.
No.
I think back to how I used to
I
feel,
know.
and I thought it was normal to feel like crap every day.
I didn't want to sit on a chair and I just fall asleep for no reason. And I haven't done that since I started.
Yeah, so my husband now, I used to drive, like, every time you
Yeah,
drive,
I
I'd be
do that.
sleeping. Now I can't, like, there's, cause I forgot to talk about chromium, how essential chromium is in our paint drink, you guys. A lot of us are lacking chromium, and we have chromium polynicotinate, did I say it right? That's niacin bonded with it, right? So chromium we're supposed to get also from, our foods, and everything's dead. So if your chromium isn't essential in your body, then your insulin can't even work properly, so it just all goes together. That's why our products work. And what's so cool is we have doctors, promoting these products, but it can be someone without a high school degree. Anyone can do this. It's so simple, and if you care, if you have a heart and you care, then share. It's so simple to share. So yeah, who else has a story? I know other people have a story.
Okay, I'll share.
You can come up here.
No, that's
No? Okay, that's okay. Yeah.
So I kind of did the same thing Kelly did. Kelly and I graduated together. We went through high school, and seeing her posts, I'd scroll through. And I've had severe food allergies since I turned 40. And I knew it was about gut health. I'm a nutritionist, but it's like, how do I get rid of it? And So I was skeptical, and so I did all my research on the products. And so then one night I finally messaged Kelly and said, I want to try it. And I'm like, she's like, can I call you? So I started July 28th, and within 2 weeks I had lost 6 inches just from inflammation and bloat. So I do the triplex, and then 2 weeks ago I started the Accelerate and MetaBurn, and my total weight loss now is 9 pounds.
We need to share that on social media. That's great.
And I feel wonderful. I don't take naps. I've always been an Energizer bunny, but it's even more so now.
Yeah, I work with her.
You're making me dizzy.
Anyone else want to share? Well, this has been fun. Thank you, Kelly.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank
Great.
you.
When I started, I was teaching full time, and every summer we go on, I called it my plexus road trip. I would call my friends that were in little towns that, okay, can you get some people, let's get together. And I would do that religiously, and I haven't done it for 2 years, you guys. Last summer, I don't know what happened last summer, but this summer, COVID. But this is where it's at. It's just sharing and getting to know each other too. You know, that's what's fun. So thanks for taking time out of your busy schedules, and Kelly, thank you again.
Can I just ask a question? My husband is using the collagen complex, and I got for his next subscription. Does anybody have an extra bottle that I could buy?
That's terrible. We don't have to have inventory, so I don't.
I know, and I don't usually, and I'm just working on getting his stuff up and going. I mean, I'll be ordering in a few weeks, so I just said, honey, I'll just check, see if anybody has any at home. So, it's fine.
You can move your subscription up, you know how to do
Yes,
that, edit it.
yes, that's true, I could do that.
Yeah, because then you're still gonna earn your perks, because you earn perks and you're earning money on your products.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you live here in Grand Forks?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a big deal, I just thought, as long as I'm here, I might as well ask.
I do have an extra bottle back in Itchy, but I'm going to Bismarck to my daughters.
Yeah, no.
But it's worth a try, because I tend to try and keep an extra bottle of certain things around, because I have run out before and it's panicky.
Yeah.
And we're just kind of new, so
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out his inventory, and like he added something, and
Absolutely.
ours, and trying to get it so that it works, so.
If it ever happens again, reach out right away, and
Even just post it on our
Well, I
page.
know Kelly told me to do that, and the day got away from me.
Okay.
right.
Yeah,
Right, so.
Because that happened, somebody went on vacation and they were in Minot and they realized they didn't have their stuff, so they were going to Williston, and one of my gals in Williston, who's a hygienist, met somebody in a parking lot and brought in something. At least that helps with that, right?
Kara.
Yeah, so we all work together. So, thank you. Did we forget anything?
I don't think so. We always think of things, but we do need to do a drawing
Yes,
or two. Huh?
Just this month.
Did the basket